Hello and happy holidays. My name is Katie Richards and I write the West Investigation series for Harlequin's Intrigue Line. Today I'm going to share with you a Christmas tradition in my house. It's a craft tradition where we make bows that we then can apply to wreaths and decorate the Christmas tree with and decorate our home with, and it's really a fun activity for everyone to do together and have some family time and make memorable Christmas decorations and crafts that we use year after year. So to get started, you are going to need your favorite ribbon, Christmas ribbon or holiday ribbon, Hanukkah ribbon, whatever ribbon you so choose. You can pick it up at if you go to any craft store. I actually saw it at my hardware store, ribbon at my hardware store. So lots of different. I'm sure if you're out at the malls, you've seen them in various stores. The only thing you want to make sure that the ribbon is the kind that has the metal or that bends, has a little bit of metal running along the sides of the ribbon, because you're going to need to bend and twist the ribbon to shape it into your bow. You're also going to need to have floral wire. Again, you can pick it up at any craft store, hardware store, lots of different places during the Christmas season especially. And you'll need a pair of scissors. Okay. So I've pre-cut from my length of ribbon, but I've cut about you can't see the whole thing, but I've cut about 7 feet of ribbon. The more ribbon you cut, the bigger your ribbon, the longer your ribbon, the bigger your bow is going to be. But for a beginner, 6, 7, 8 feet is pretty good. The bigger bows can get a little unwieldy, and it's great. They make gorgeous bows, gorgeous big bows. But if you're just starting out, stick with 6, 7 feet and until you get your sea legs under you. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this so you can see it really well. First thing you want to do is take your ribbon, and you're going to want to leave a little bit of tail, is what I call it, on your bow, and make a loop, just a loop. That's all I did. Just put it together, made a loop, and then you twist, right? Be aware of the size loop you make to start with, because you want all of your loops to be approximately the same size. So once you've made your first loop, I'm gonna then do the same thing again, make a second loop, and notice that once I make the loops, I then twist. I twist them. That's just so I can, they can kind of stick together. The loop stays together. So make the loop and twist it. And sort of a continuous project of looping and twisting, looping and twisting, and I'm making sure all of my loops are, as I said, approximately the same size. It's not a big deal if they're different sizes, and you might even experiment with making them different sizes. It's just that you'll have different size loops in your finished bow. So you just want to make sure if you do that, you're doing it on purpose. So you're continuing to make loops, and you might notice too that I'm kind of flattening my loop out after I make it. You don't have to do this, but I find it is just slightly easier to hold all the loops if they're flat. As I'm making them, the loops that I've already made are flat. But when we're done, we're gonna poof out the loop. So it's kind of, I'm making work for myself right now by flattening them, but easier at this point to have flat ones than it is to have full loops. So it's worth it for me. But you can decide as you're doing your loops if it is worth it for you. Right? So you're gonna make loops, 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 and making sure you're paying attention to loop and twist, right? Loop and twist. It's important to twist it afterwards because if you don't, your loop is going to come loose, and we don't want that. So loop and twist, and I'm paying attention, make as many loops as I can until I get to the point where I have about as much ribbon left as I left when at the beginning point, right? Because you're gonna have two kind of tails on your ribbon, and you want them to be about the same size. So once I get to that point, and I'm there, my two little tails here are about the same size. So I'm gonna then take the, and I think I didn't mention that you should pre-cut your floral wire. Whoops, dropped a piece, no problem. I have a backup. Pre-cut your floral wire to about 7 inches. Sorry about that if you're just getting there and you don't have your floral wire cut. And you're simply gonna take it, loop it around the middle. All we're doing is, so we don't have to we can't hold our bow forever, right? Is fastening it around the middle, looping it around the middle, pulling it tight, right? And tying off our loop, right? Tying up our loop, basically. Tying up our bow so that it stays together, right? That's it. Loop it around, tie it around, and you want to leave a little bit. This is really, don't know if you can see this, but you want to leave a little bit of tail on your wire as well, because so that you can attach the bow to your wreath or to your tree or to wherever you're going to decorate. Use the bow to decorate. So, okay, here we go. I've got my bow, and now I'm going to just poof it out. I call this the poofing stage, right? So all I'm doing is kind of sticking my hand in the middle of the loop and pulling, shaping each of these loops into a round loop, right? Remember I told you I was flattening it out and making more work for myself. Here's where the more work comes in, because now I have to just do a little extra work to poof it out, right? But it's not difficult. Just shaping your loops that were flat and making them rounded. There we go. And so this could take 5-10 minutes, depends how kind of, I can be pretty anal about getting my loops to be exactly the way I want them to be and in exactly the right spot. I'm not gonna do that today because you probably don't want to watch a half an hour of me shaping loops, but you can kind of get a good idea of, you know, what you're gonna do here, right? And you're basically shaping your loops until you get the bow to look. This looks pretty good, actually. There's not too much shaping to do. Until you get the bow to look the way you want to do. I don't know if I'm too close or, right? Okay. Now, my tails, I've practiced a bit today, I'll admit, with my bow, with my ribbon. So I've already cut my tails here. But I did want to show you that there are 2 different ways to, at least 2, you probably could come up with, very crafty people could probably come up with more ways, but there are 2 different ways to sort of cut the ends of your end of your tails on your bow for decorative purposes. So in this one, what I did was fold the tail in half, lengthwise, and then cut going upwards, like this, right? Can you see that well? Cut going in an upward arc. And you'll get a tail that looks just so. If you cut a tail, if you fold in half and you cut on a downward slant, like so, nice downward, right? Or it could be upward, but it's really downward, right? Like this. You'll get a tail that looks like this. See if you can see that. Right? Like so. Right? Either way, it's fine. It's kind of personal preference, and kind of the more important thing is your tails look the same. Whatever you're doing for one, you do for the other. For this one, I'll end up cutting this one to look like this, but I just want to show you that there are two different ways. The other thing I wanted to show you, so that's a bow. It's looking pretty good. I like that. That's the bow with one length of ribbon of about 7 feet. You can also do a bow with 2 lengths of ribbon at the same time, held together. You hold them together, lay them lengthwise on top of each other, and do exactly the same thing, fold exactly the same way, but with 2 lengths of ribbon together. You can see there. And it works, it's actually really nice when you have 2 sheer or ribbon with made of 2 sheer materials, or ribbon with, or if you have a ribbon that's one of the ribbons is very sheer and the other is a little thicker like this one, so it gives it a little bit of body, and they complement each other. So I won't walk you through all the folding and twisting again. I've done this one already, but it's still flat, as you can see. Because I wanted to show you one of the things I think is so nice about doing the double ribbon together. With sheer ribbon, you want to be just a little bit more gentle because it's much easier to rip the ribbon, which I did while I was folding and twisting. Let's see if I can find the one I ripped. Oh, here it is. And you can see I tore, right? I tore the wire off the side. And it'll still be a pretty bow, but you just want to be careful. You don't want to rip up your ribbon. So you're doing the same thing. You're poofing out your folds here. Still the poofing stage, right? And look at that. It's so pretty. Right? I'm gonna pull, and again, this is why the wire is so important, because you can pull and shape. I want my little tails to come down here, right? I don't want them to be sticking out to the side, so I gotta shape them so they come down, right? It's so nice. So what's nice about the double ribbon is I have a nice full bow. It gives a little bit more body than the bow would have, because the ribbon is so sheer. If I just did either one of these ribbon separately or by themselves, but also you can leave your bow sort of doubled up. Each petal of my bow is doubled up, or you can make your bow even poofier, even bigger, even fuller by separating the 2 ribbons, right? And so you're just gonna gently pull them apart, gently like so, right? Until you now have double the petals for approximately the same amount of work, right? And it's so pretty, right? And it's much fuller. You're still gonna shape it, make it look nice, right? And look at that, so pretty, love it. Right, and so now it's ready. Your bow is ready. Like I said, I'd probably spend another 20 minutes just shaping it so it can be absolutely perfect. But you shape it so you get your bow perfect, and then you can use, I have my wreath here, use your length of what's left of the little tail. Remember that I told you to don't use up all the green wire, and use it to tie it onto your wreath. Right? So that is that's what we spend our Christmas pre-Christmas weeks doing, making our bows, and we use them, as I mentioned, to decorate your staircase. You have bows coming down the staircase, and bows in your Christmas tree, and bows on your wreath, and bows everywhere. So I hope you and your family enjoy making your bows, and it brings you closer together this holiday season.